What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today the chicks are 12 weeks old, so I'm going to be going out there and letting them out of the introductory pen and introducing them to the other chickens. There are 12 other chickens and Josie is usually broody, so right now she's actually out of her nest, so hopefully I will give them some treats, block off the tunnels, keep them in the tunnels, and have the new chicks go out before I introduce them. I want them to get used to the pen a little bit. I have to be switching their food, so all the chickens are going to be getting the chick food, and I just have to supply some oyster flakes so that the bigger girls can continue laying. I am really nervous about this. I know I have done this one time before last year, but this is 10 new chicks, so we're gonna see how it works out again. So let's go out there and see how these girls react to each other. We're gonna give them the treats they're out here in the tunnels. I'm gonna keep them occupied by giving them these treats because we don't want the chickens in with them. Maybe I'll leave Darcy's out here, but maybe I will have Hazel be introduced to them first. Let me show you. So we've got all these chickens occupied right here. So we're gonna go around and hopefully block off that section. It does sound like Hazel! These chicks are ready to come out. This whole pen is empty. I've got some Corid water out here. And all of these girls are in there for right now. Hopefully none of them have to lay eggs. Okay, I opened the door. And we're gonna see if they start to come out. I might wanna keep a couple of the sick ones inside here. I don't know if they're still sick or not, but all of the chickens are being treated. Hopefully they're okay and they're not going to be bullied. And if I do feel they're going to be bullied, then I might keep this door open just a little bit so they have some safety to run back to, because this is the only cage they know. But in 2 days it's going to be really hot and I don't want them all stuffed in there, so I might as well let them out now. Come on, sweet girls. Come on, sweet girls. Good girl, Scarlett. Hi, pretty girl. Oh, big fluff! So Scarlett is usually the first out, and I'm thinking that she might be the head hen amongst these new chicks, so she was out first naturally. I don't really know their pecking order yet, but they are starting to explore out here. Hopefully more will follow. Come on, pretty girl. Come on, girls, come on out. Big fluff.
there.
So just like before, last year the chicks did not want to come out because it's foreign to them. They don't know what's out here, but thankfully Scarlett is making her way out here. Hopefully the others follow her lead, but right now they're not. So I don't know what I'm going to do. The other girls are still in the tunnels. Hopefully once they see her out here, they'll all follow her lead. So far, they're just not. I don't know really what to do about that.
James, you coming out? She's out here. Scarlett's out here, come on. Come on, Lilo, come outside. Good girls. You doing okay, Margaret?
All of them are out of the pen. I had to take about 7 of them out, maybe about 5. 4 of them came out on their own, and there's only 9 in there. The other chickens are still in here in the tunnels, so we're gonna see how these girls do. I don't know if I should let the other girls in a couple at a time. So I let Hazel in. She's the head hen. I let her in first. Oh. And the other girls are curious, but Hazel seems to be more interested in their food. I might just let another couple in. Let's see how that works out. Where's Darcy? Darcy, come here. Let Darcy in here. Darcy, come here. Come here, Darcy. Come here, girls. A couple of you can come in here. They're just not coming in right now. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. See, she's the last girl on the pecking order of the last year's 10. So she should be starting to peck at the others. But again, she sees the food, so they're more interested in that. Hopefully this will be an easy transition. Let's go try to let a couple more in. Come on, girls. Josie! So we've got 4 of them in here, 4 of the last year's in here. Hopefully she's not too mean to them because she is on the last of the pecking order, so now she's dominant. Now she's above the rest and she's trying to show that. Well, and since Josie's broody, it looks like she's going to go sit back up in her nest. And she doesn't care about these chickens anymore. Come on, girls! Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, most of them see the new food and that's all they want. They don't even see the new chickens over there. That's funny. This seems like an easy transition. There's even a new one right there around the original ones, and she's eating right along with them. Good girl, Tokyo. Good girl, Sylvie. Well, this did not go as bad as I thought it was going to go. A couple of them are having a showdown, but for the most part, they seem to all be getting along, especially because this new food is out there for the original hens. So that's all they're really concerned about. And surprisingly, none of them are headed back towards the cages like the last year's 10. They all wanted to go back inside the cages because they wanted to run for safety. And I did leave this open a little bit so they could go back in there, but they seem to be doing fine, quite honestly. Well, that's very surprising. She is like on the food and Darcy is right there, not doing anything to her or any of the new ones. Like she's not pecking any of them away. That's very interesting. Ginger, you gotta get off of there. Let them eat the foods. See, that's all they're interested in is the food. So I'm gonna go to the house and I'm gonna actually bring out some more food, just another food container for them. So there'll be a couple food containers out here. I am gonna start giving all of the hens the chick grower stuff for at least the next 6 weeks. And then I'll also keep out, I put flakes in there. I've got to replace them, but the flakes are going to help the bigger girls lay if they need it. All the while still giving the chicks the food that they need to grow. Showdown! I cannot believe this transition there. This is something amazing. Unless they're just too occupied by the food, and if the food wasn't there, then maybe they would pick on the others, but so sweet. Darcy is eating right along with the chicks. Oh, Piper, she's so cute. Good girl, Sylvie. You guys want to go outside? Come outside. Come here. Oh, she did a poops. Some more food for them. This introduction went a lot better than I was expecting. Again, if the food wasn't here, I think that they would be chasing them around more. And I'm really hoping that the ones that feel more ill are going to be okay. I think they will be. They seem to be holding their own, and they're all treated with the porrid, so at least they're all drinking and eating out of the same bowls. I'm gonna sneak away and go get that food for them. So I'm gonna put this back here. And I'm gonna go get their food. They have yet to see these tunnels, so eventually they'll be going out into the tunnels, but that is for a later date when they're more comfortable doing that. Okay, so I do have this bigger thing of food, and the reason for this is because the food thing that's in there now doesn't really work. It kind of falls apart. So we're going to be giving them just a better food container. There's 2 things of Corid out here. So for the first couple of weeks, we are going to see a bunch of pecking, fighting, bullying. And then they'll establish a pecking order among all 21 of the chickens. So far, the top has their pecking order. But now we're just trying to get the other 9 chicks into this pecking order, and they'll have a pecking order among themselves too. Looks like they're finally missing their pen. And they want to get back inside, but I don't want them to be back inside so that they can all get used to each other. Here they'll also have more room to grow, so they'll start growing bigger. This happened with the last year's set of 10. After I let them out, they like grew so much bigger because they had just more room to grow. They are a little bit smaller than the chickens I have originally, but they are 12 weeks, so it is okay for them to come out now. They've been in that introductory cage for 6 weeks. And I take them off their food at 18 weeks, so again, they have 6 weeks left. And then in a couple months, they'll start laying eggs. It's good to see the dynamics of how they treat each other, how they act amongst each other. They're all getting along. It's so surprising. Girls, you can't go back in there. Well, now it looks like all the big chickens have taken over both of the food things, which we don't want that either because now all the chicks are over there intimidated. They don't want to go buy the food containers because they don't want to get pecked. But eventually they will. So we've got Josie, Echo, and Hazel trying to lay an egg. These 3 over here are basically, they're feeling under the weather. They have kind of eased up off the food and everyone's basically doing their own thing. We do have these chicks in the corner right there trying to basically be in their safe space and get back into the pen, but I'm not going to let them back in there. Even have Jinx, she's comfortable laying down even though there's chickens around trying to peck her. None of them have tried to go outside yet or in the tunnels, so that will be interesting to see that. It's a pretty easy transition. I'm just hoping, I don't know where they're going to roost at night. I don't know if they're probably not going to roost on these with them. And since they haven't discovered these outside yet, I have a few of these roosting bars outside, and that's where the 10 chicks from last year would roost because all of these chickens were on here and they were too intimidated to go by them. So I don't know where they're going to be roosting. We'll see. And Piper's still not feeling well. Well, Echo's being vocal. She must have just laid an egg. Hopefully Hazel laid an egg. Is Hazel laying an egg? Is she laying an egg for mommy? So this section of this shelving unit right here that was already in this lean-to had a hole underneath, and I'm just putting some boxes and some wood there so that the chicks can't get in there. We don't want them to get stuck in there. I don't want it to be a place for them to run and hide, so we're just going to be putting some deep just blocking off the area so that they can't get in there. So it looks like these chicks are going to be doing just a-okay in here with the other chickens. I'm hoping that the sick ones aren't so sick, the fact that they can't defend themselves. If so, I will be putting them back into the cage until they're feeling a little bit better, but they seem to be holding their own right now, and they are trying to develop their pecking order. When the food is out here, the girls want the food instead of bothering the chicks, so I think that's a good thing. We're gonna see where they roost tonight, and eventually they'll be roosting in here with the others, just like last year's 10 did. So I think that's about it. This was a very easy transition. I think last year's was a little bit harder for some reason. I don't know why, but the 4 chickens that I had back then beat up all of the rest of them, so they're kind of going easy on them right now, so I'm glad about that. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stick around for more chicken and homesteading videos. See you guys in the next video.